Welcome to another scriptural study. In this scriptural study, we will continue with the 8th month in regards to preparing proof that the next new moon day, yes, the first day of the 9th month, will indeed be on the pagan day of Sunday, December 19th, 2021. Yes, we are going to take the time to plan, to prepare, so that we know when to perform the new moon day. The word preparation from the Merriam-Webster dictionary and its definition is as follows. A, to make ready beforehand for some purpose, use, or activity. B, to put in a proper state of mind, being prepared to listen, being prepared to look. C, to work out the details of a plan in advance. The synonyms for the word preparation and or prepare means to get ready, arrange, set for, make preparations, put in order, serve, adapt, lay the foundations, to be ready, to foresee and equip yourself. Well, how can we equip ourselves with the sun, moon, and stars, and specifically the moon itself? Why does the psalmist state, and I quote, "Like the moon, it is established forever, and the witness in the heaven is steadfast, Selah." Let's think about that. Let's ponder. Let's reflect. Because the word preparation in Hebraic formats is as follows. To be firm. It's a part of speech that is a verb. It's an action. It's something that we physically do. Not for one day, but every day when we number all of our days in any given month. So again, the Strong's entry 3559 will basically state from the studylight.org app and the Brown Driver Briggs resource, 1, to be firm, be stable, be established, to be set up, be established, be fixed, to be firmly established, be stable, be secure, be enduring, to be fixed, be securely determined, to be directed aright, be fixed aright, be steadfast. Do we understand how the original Hebraic words support all of these scriptural passages as they relate to the full moon being new moon? Yes, that fully restored moon that rules with the night, or rules the night with the stars, because our Father of lights and his kindness is everlasting. So a simple word search will bring us to this conclusion very quickly, but more importantly, testing and proving everything in creation will secure this steadfast witness that is indeed everlasting. If we get into the studylight.org app and the Jeff Benner Ancient Hebrew Research Center information, and in that book, in entry 1244, the Paleopictographic Hebrew, or the two letters, or the root word, meaning kun, is something to be really researched out in full. Here's what it states. The pictograph of the letter Kaf is a picture of the open palm. The letter Nun is a picture of a seed. Combined, these mean opening of a seed. When the seed opens the roots, they begin to form the base of the plant by going down into the soil. The plant rises out of the ground, forming the stalk of the plant. A tall tree can only stand tall and firm because of the strong root system which supports it. So we don't find any irony in the fact that when we plan and we prepare in advance to perform each and every new moon day in its proper timing, as produced and as designed by our Father of lights, we do indeed produce good fruit, because that light is on a lampstand, on a tree, if you will, and it always produces good fruit. So, in this scriptural calendar and scriptural astronomical study, we will once again be sharing why the fully restored moon is indeed new moon. Yes, a light on a lampstand, just as our Messiah Yahushua gave sound teaching when he stated, and I quote, "Nor do they light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a lampstand, and it shines to all those in the house." So as we go through this scriptural study today, we are preparing for one main reason and intent. Because when we ask the Father of Lights to teach us on how to number our days so that our hearts gain wisdom, we are basically requesting to participate at the right time of each and every new moon day. And the reason is, if we get the first day of every month correct, we then know the correct work days and the Sabbaths that occur on the 8th day, 15th day, 22nd day, and 29th day of any given scriptural month. So in this particular scriptural study, we are going to begin with one of two topics. And the first topic being, we are going to continue with each day of the 8th month. And as you can see, we are far from the new moon day of the 9th month, which again is going to occur on the pagan day of Sunday, December 19th, 2021. And the reason we're going to continue with the 22nd day of the 8th month, that third Sabbath, all the way to the fourth and final Sabbath on the 29th day. And then we are going to explore what that fully restored moon will do, announcing the 9th new moon day. So that's the first topic. The second topic is going to be based on the new moon day of the 9th month. And we strongly suggest that before watching this particular scriptural study video, that you go to this video called Enoch's 15th Day Dark Conjunction Moon Phase. And as well, the latest video we released entitled Moshe and the 22nd Day, or the third Sabbath, and how the writings of Hanok or Enoch verified this as well. So again, we're going to start off with finishing off a whole month, every day of that 8th month, which we are presently in. And then we are going to proceed why the sun, moon, and stars in the 4 night watches will indeed prove that on the pagan day of Sunday, December 19th, 2021, will be the 9th new moon day. As always, it is imperative that you stop the video at any time to focus on both the scriptural and astronomical information being shared. We are going to go very quickly through this clip because we have already completed this information in the 2 previous scriptural studies. And to make this much more clearer, please ensure that your computer screens, iPads, mobile phones are on full view or full screen mode. So let's get started with the remaining days of this 8th month and how they help prepare us to plan and then to perform when the true 9th new moon day, yes, everywhere on earth, will be on the pagan day of Sunday, December 19th, 2021. So we're going to start off with the first witness of 3 total witnesses as it relates to the moon. And this first witness is all about illumination, or the phases of the moon. Because as children of light, we want to walk in that light. We want to be the light of the world, so to speak. So let's use those perfect gifts from above and find out how even height, how that moon rises and sets, and what it does to tell us when new moon day actually is. And the third and final witness is where can we see that moon on any given day in regards to its position to true north. And we're going to talk about what true north actually is. Again, it's not what we think we know, but rather what we can prove. And here's the good news. Everything with the sun, moon, and stars has been tested and proven. In fact, tried and tested. All of the counts from Moshe, all of the counts from the prophet Hanok, known today as Enoch, and on it goes, help us and teach us to number our days to bring our hearts to wisdom. But we must use all three witnesses of light, the sun, moon, and stars, to use them or utilize them for signs, appointed times, and for our days and years. So let's get started. And again, as we always share, if the perfect witnesses of light, yes, the sun, moon, and stars, and the three witnesses of the moon that anyone can test and prove on their own, if these witnesses are not wonders, then to you, your being will not observe them, just as the psalmist stated. But for those that believe these witnesses, these perfect witnesses of light from our Father of lights above, are indeed wonders, then you will enjoy this particular scriptural study video. Because we as Bereans, who are striving to become noble, yes, fully restored, fully Nazarene, if you will, have our eyes go before all four watches, all four night watches. And we guard the month of Abib as well. So let's get started with the first of the three witnesses with the moon, which are basically illumination, or phases of the moon, if you will. So we're going to go through 4 watches, and the first watch obviously starts at moonrise or sunset. And as we have shared on many particular scriptural study videos, the moon does not always greet the sun at sunset. It's a great witness, but it always doesn't do that on every given month. So this one witness on its own, as good as it is, does not produce proof for every month for everyone on earth. And again, when you look at this with the North Star, we are looking at Polaris. So from a cardinal standpoint, we are looking at Polaris. Everything we do on this YouTube channel since its inception, and with articles before 2013, has always been with that train of thought from a scriptural and astronomical standpoint. And of course, we're going to go through the second watch, through the midnight time period, into the third watch. So again, this is when the moon is on a lampstand, a tree, if you will, producing good fruit. Why? Because the moon rules the night with the stars, and it's only a full moon or restored moon that rules the night through, the whole night through. So these 2 watches are very important, and we're going to focus on the moon in the 8th month and what it does at this time period, once again, to finish and complete a full 8th month. And then we're going to go to the dawn, just as the psalmist knew that we rose before the dawn and we shua, we cry for help because we wait for the Messiah Yahushua that brings the word of his Father, Yahuwah. So we're going to talk about the third watch, the start of the third watch, which is first light or the dawn, a true scriptural day start. And then we're going to talk about the final portion of the fourth watch, which is the end, which is sunrise. And again, the moon does not always greet the sun at sunrise. This is not the one witness, the end-all, do-all, that determines new moon day. We're going to use all of the witnesses to determine new moon day, as always. So again, let's get into the illumination part, being the first witness of the 3 with the moon as we get started. And we're going to focus on the second and third watch, approximately the midnight time period, for this exercise as we've been doing. So in the previous videos, the 30th day, 7th month, the night before New Moon Day was the pagan day of Thursday, November 18th, 2021. And as you can see, the moon was 100% full. And this is my area using the Quick Phase Pro version 4.1.10. And we're going to go through all of the days in the 8th month now quite quickly. So this is one witness at your disposal around the midnight time period between the second and third watch. So full moon is a restored moon. A full moon is the new moon. So the night before New Moon Day, what a great witness. And this is the highest in the Shamayim for this particular month. So this is the final day of the 7th month, and it's in the highest in the Shamayim for all in the house to see, giving us a further clue that the next dawn time period or first light would commence or announce new moon day for the 8th month. So here we go. So here we are on the first day. It starts to wane, 99.4%. And that was Friday, November 19th, 2021 of that pagan time period. The second day, it waned 97%. Third day, 93%. Fourth day, 87.4%. The fifth day, 80.4%. The sixth day, 72.2%. On the seventh day, 63.1%. And check this out. The first Sabbath, the 8th day of the 8th month, was on the pagan day of Friday, November 26th, and it waned to a half moon, or approximately 53.2%. Regrettably, the world calls it a quarter moon, and a third at that. And as you can see, the world always gets it backwards. It thinks opposite of what the Father of Lights actually believes or thinks. Back to the prophet Yeshayahu, chapter 55, verses 8 through 9, if memory serves. Let's get into the 9th day. Notice, boom, below the horizon. So the 9th day, with this view, second to the third watch, approximately midnight time period, it goes below. So as it's decreasing in height, it's also decreasing its portions of light, as the prophet Hanok would state. And its percent illumination, or phase, is now at 42.8% on the 9th day. The 10th day, 32.5%. The 11th day, 22.6%. The 12th day, 13.8%. The 13th day, 13.4%. The 14th day, 1.9%, a sliver moon. So again, many people think incorrectly and regrettably from an erroneous standpoint, based on Babylonian beliefs, that the sliver moon is the new moon. But as Hanok said, the moon rises in the east when it becomes full, and that's the first day of the month. The Babylonian view was when the crescent moon rose on the western horizon, and that was their first day. Again, Babylonian thought is opposite to the Father of Lights thought. Pretty basic, and yes, most people will argue that, but it is what it is. And then we get to the 15th day, which is the second Sabbath, and just as Hanok stated, and all her remaining light disappears wholly on the 15th. And as we can see at this time period, between the second and third watch, it goes to 0%, just like Hanok had stated. And we have a second witness, and we have more, but this should suffice for now, from Hanok chapter 73, verse 7. Please stop the video at any time to read this information, and more importantly, get outside and test and prove this for yourself. We get to the 16th day, and it starts now to increase, both in height and portions of light. So it's now waxing. It's now at 1.2% on the 16th day of the 8th month. 17th day, 5.4%. Goes to 12% on the 18th day. 20.6% on the 19th. And 30.4% on the 20th day. Notice it's still below the horizon. And to 40.8% on the 21st day. And boom! It's above the horizon, again for this time period. And we actually map this out for sunset, sunrise, and dawn time periods too. But again, for the purpose of this exercise, we're looking at the second and third watch, approximately midnight time period. And take a look at the moon. It's now half, 51.3, but the world calls it a quarter. It's crazy stuff, but it is what it is. So this is the third Sabbath, and it rises above the horizon on a 22nd day. And then we're going to start to go through each and every day, all the way up to the final day of the 8th month. So here we are on the 23rd day. It's now waxed to 61.4%, and it's continuing to rise in the Shamayim. It's now at 70.8% for the 24th day. Please, folks, get out there and test and prove. You can take pictures of this and film it. You can photograph this, let alone video it. On the 25th day, 79.2% it will be. We're planning ahead now. We're preparing. So get outside and test and prove this. We challenge anyone to do this. It's extremely easy. On the 26th day, Tuesday, December 14th, it will be 86.4%. On the pagan day of Wednesday, December 15th, it'll be 92.2%, which is the 27th day of the 8th month. On the 28th day of the 8th month, it'll be 96.5% illuminated, which is Thursday, December 16th, pagan day again. And then the fourth Sabbath on the 29th day of the 8th month, it will be 99.1% illuminated. And this is the Sabbath. And this is why we know it's a 30-day month, because it's not going to be full. It's not a fully restored moon yet. And the night before New Moon Day, yes, the 30th day of the 8th month, which is the pagan day of Saturday, December 18th, 2021, the moon becomes 100% full for this particular time period of the 4 watches. So this is why we know another witness that Sunday, December 19th, is the first day of the 9th month on the pagan day of Sunday, December 19th. And as we can see by that midnight time period on this particular day, it starts the process of decreasing its light or waning, and it starts to decrease its height in the Shamayim. So it's a great witness. But again, it's only one witness. We don't rely just on this one witness to number our days. This is just one witness out of the 3 witnesses available with the moon. So hopefully that helps. So let's continue on, because now we're going to talk about this first watch, second watch, going into the third watch, and then all the way to the dawn time period, and then all the way to the moonset time period. Yes, we just did in the second and third watch. We do the same thing for the first watch with the moon, let alone everything in the fourth watch. So it's not just a one view. So we're going to go to the second witness now out of the 3, and that's height. Because the moon has a pattern every month. And as we shared in the past 2 videos, on the first day of the 8th month, the moon was 65.9 degrees above the horizon, as you can see right here, which was Friday, the pagan day of December 3rd, 2021. And right to the 8th day, 7 days later, the first 7th-day Sabbath is on the 8th day. As you can see, it decreased in height, but it's still above the horizon for the first Sabbath. And then by the 15th day, it's well beyond or below the horizon at minus 68.5. It's the lowest or point that is most beyond the horizon, if you will. And thus why the prophet Hanok in chapter 78, verse 8 stated, "And all her remaining light disappears wholly on the 15th. And as we just reviewed, why the moon rises above the horizon at a half moon standpoint on the third Sabbath, or the 22nd day, in this case of the 8th month. So let's now take a look at what happens every other day. It's going to increase in height. So here we are at 11.6 degrees for the 23rd day. Here we are on the 24th day of the 8th month at 22.6 degrees. Here we are on the 25th day of the 8th month. It's now going to be at 33.2 degrees, again at between the second and third watch time period, approximately midnight. Excuse me. And on the 26th day of the 8th month, pagan day December 14th, it's increasing to 43.4 degrees above the horizon. And on the 27th day, Wednesday, December 15th, pagan day of 2021, it's again increasing to that level. 28th day, 61.9 degrees. 29th day, which is the fourth Sabbath. And again, folks, get outside and see this. I am narrating this video on the Tuesday, well before New Moon Day. So we know the moon is going to be High in the Shamayim at 68.7 degrees. So get out there. It's going to be 99.1. And then on the 30th day, the night before New Moon Day, which will be on the pagan day of Saturday, December 18th, it'll be at 71 degrees. Everyone in the house will see it. For those that are interested and those that consider that the perfect gifts of light given to us from our Father of lights are indeed perfect, because they give us witnesses that are established forever. His kindness is forever. So this is why we know New Moon Day is going to be on the Sunday, because of this witness as well. The second of three witnesses, just with the moon, is just wonderful. We are in awe of this continuity, this perpetuity, if you will, if I'm saying that word right, this perpetual motion of continuity is what I'm attempting to express. Because on the first day of the 9th month, at this time period, the moon starts to decrease in light and decrease in height. So, great witness, if you're interested. Many aren't. We cover this in the workshops. And basically in the workshops, we cover the three witnesses of what we call the mechanics of the moon. Yes, the mechanics of the moon at sunset, of the first watch, all the way into the second and third watch, the midnight time period as you see here, all the way to the dawn or first light, and all the way to sunrise. Again, if you're interested, just reach out to us at family1@rogers.com if you'd like to participate in the Celestial Clock and Calendar of Yahuwah workshops. So again, the height, the second of three witnesses that we can film and photograph out in creation on any given day, is a great witness, as we've just seen. Because, as Yahuwah, or the emissary John, stated in chapter 15, verse 8, and I quote, "In this my Father is esteemed that you bear much fruit, and you shall be my taught ones." So again, when we observe with our beings those wonders that are in the heavens, those perfect witnesses of light, we bear good fruit. Because as the Messiah Yahushua, our only teacher, stated, "Nor do they light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a lampstand, and it shines to all those in the house that want to produce fruit of repentance." So again, notice the pictograph lettering with the kaf and the nun, or kun, as they would state in regards to preparation. It's a great exercise. It always produces fruit. And finally, the third and final witness of the three with the moon that we can measure in advance, let alone test and prove in creation on any given day, we are now going to talk about its position as a lamp unto our feet, as a light unto our path. We can know in advance where to go look on any position on earth if we understand the North Star, that it's bigger than a man-made cardinal point. There's more to this, and hopefully, Yahuwah willing, in time, we will get the opportunity to share more scriptural studies on this. So again, here we go. Here we are on the 30th day of the 7th month, the night before New Moon Day, which was the pagan day of Thursday, November 18th. The moon was at 181.1 degrees to the North Star. So with this said, we consider the North Star to be true north. And yes, some people on earth do not see the North Star, and we'll cover this in this portion of the scriptural study video. So as you can see, there's the night before New Moon Day. And when we get to the first day of the 8th month, notice it moves. The moon does not rise and or set in the same position on any given day. And in fact, the moon does not rise on the first day of any given month in the same position. Understanding these patterns for each and every scriptural month will also be a further clue on what month you are actually in. Another great piece of fruit, if you will, for this particular scriptural study. So again, here we are all the way to the eighth day of the eighth month, which is the first Sabbath. And now the moon is at the 75.8 degree mark as it relates to true north. And if we go a little bit farther, the 15th day, when all her remaining light disappeared wholly, as you can see, the 15th day, a conjunction dark moon phase event at the 358.5 degree mark. And on the 22nd day, back to the third Sabbath, 22nd day of any scriptural month is always the third Sabbath of a scriptural month. And as you can see here, it's now at the 258.2 degree mark. So let's map out the rest of the days as promised from the previous two scriptural study videos. So Saturday, December 11th, 2021, that pagan day, the moon was at 254.6 degrees. Some of you have already sent pictures of this particular moon. Hallelujah. That's just wonderful. The 24th day of the 8th month, pagan day, Sunday, December 12th, it's now at 250.7. The 25th day is now at 246.3 degrees, as you can see here, right here. 26th day on Tuesday, December 14th. Yes, this particular pagan day, I'm narrating this video as we speak, so I'm going to go out tonight at the midnight time period to test and prove this forecast. And the moon will be at the 240.7 degree mark. It will be 86.4% illuminated, and it will be 43.4 degrees above the horizon. So moving on, tomorrow evening at the second, third midnight time period, watch if you will. The 27th day, the moon will be at 232.8 degrees. And on the 28th day, 220.4. On the 29th day, the fourth and final Sabbath of this 8th month, it'll be at the 199.4 degree mark. And again, we know that it's not New Moon Day on the Saturday, December 18th, because it will be the 30th day, right here, right at that point, at the 167.9 degree mark. Now notice the month before, the 30th day was at the 181 mark. But in this month, the 30th day is right here. I want to share something with you folks. Here's the first day of the 9th month, which again will be on the pagan day, Sunday, December 19th. Notice it's at the 138 mark. Take a look at the first day of the 8th month. It was at the 75.8 degree mark. Let's go back to the first day of the 9th month. Notice they don't rise at the same location for a first day. Again, it's another witness or great piece of fruit, if you will, that really highlights which month you're in. And these patterns annually can only be known if you're numbering all of your days and not just one day. If you're allowing someone to dumb you down out of all these perfect witnesses of light, then you're being robbed of such beauty and such perfection, perpetual continuity, if you will. So that's the third and final witness of the three that you can film and photograph, let alone measure in advance. You can plan in advance, you can prepare in advance, and then you can perform properly on that given day for the new moon day, the Sabbaths, etc. So that's the power of the 4 night watches and looking at all of them. And again, we just looked at the second and third watch. You can do the same exercise for the first watch at sunrise, and you can do it as well at the dawn, the start of first light, the true commencement or start of a scriptural day, all the way to sunrise or moonset. And for the record again, the moon, this particular witness, the moon greeting the sun at sunrise, is not the end-all, do-all witness. It's a great witness, but it doesn't work for everyone on earth for every month. And we'll share further why in this scriptural study video. So there you have it. We have point number 1, continue with each day of the 8th month. And we do this for every month. This is why we are confident, not arrogant. We are confident because of the 3 witnesses that the moon provides with light. It's that simple. So now let's get into why it is the 9th month from the 4 watches that the first day of the 9th month will indeed be on the pagan day of Sunday, December 19th, 2021. As everyone knows, on this YouTube channel, we are committed to utilizing all 3 witnesses of light with the sun, moon, and scriptural stars. Yes, we are committed to those scriptural witnesses of light that we read about in the scriptures, and thus why we utilize them to number our days effectively. And in this manner, no one can argue that we are going above and beyond what's written in Scripture. So we are going to focus now on 11 locations spread out all over Earth in different time zones. And we are going to go to the first witness. Yes, the witness in the start of the first watch. Yes, at sunset. So let's go find out if this witness is fully aligned to the writings of Hanok, because Hanok stated on the first day she is called the new moon, for on that day the light rises upon her. She becomes full moon exactly on the day when the sun sets in the west, and from the east she rises at night. Remember, a full moon is the only moon phase of illumination that does this. A conjunction or crescent does not. Again, the Babylonian calendar was a lunar solar calendar with years consisting of 12 lunar months. It was a non-scriptural one-method approach because it used only one portion of a particular watch. The bad news is their days, or first day of each month, began when a new crescent moon was first sighted low on the western horizon at sunset. So it's opposite. It is not aligned to what the scriptures state or what the astronomical proof out in creation shows with us, or reveals, if you will. So we're going to focus on this first watch right now in those 11 locations spread out all over Earth. And for this particular month, the moon does indeed, the night before New Moon Day, it does greet the sun at sunset for all of these 11 locations on this sample. So we're going to get into that sample now, and here we go. And once again, we come to the sample of the 11 locations. Sometimes we do up to 20, but 11 is more than suffice in regards to acquiring the amount of witnesses needed to prove or establish this matter. So, in my area, sunset was at 1640. The moon will be 3.53 degrees above the horizon. Jerusalem, Israel, 6.16. Perth, Australia, 5.56. Again, the night before New Moon Day. So this is the Saturday time period of that pagan day of December 18th, as we can see here on the actual worksheet itself. Anaheim, California, 2.74 degrees. Hawaii, 1.57 degrees. If we continue on, scrolling up, Dallas, Texas, 3.13 degrees. Rio de Janeiro, 12.47 degrees. Cape Town, South Africa, 2.87 degrees. Berlin, Germany, 4.53 degrees. Mumbai, India, 7.34 degrees. And Nairobi, Africa, 5.86 degrees. Again, I'd like to thank the Bereans out there that are also striving to become noble for helping do this work in advance and then going outside, testing and proving this with actual film and photograph footage in video or photograph footage. As you can see, this is the 9th month. We have the 8th month, 7th month. This is just a normal thing that we do because our being observes these wonderful witnesses. So this one witness. It works extremely well. So let's continue with this worksheet that we now like to call the Your My Witnesses Are Wonders worksheet, so my being observes them. So that was the moon greeting the sun at sunset, which happens for every location on Earth, 11 out of 11 in this sample, or 100% effective. Let's now talk about Psalm 136, verse 9, with the moon ruling the whole night through with the annual set of scriptural stars for that particular month. And again, for these 11 locations, what we're about to see with the moon, with a set particular scriptural stars for a 9th month new moon day event, again happens one more time. And again, we're going from the first watch all the way to the second, through the midnight time period into the third watch, because our eyes go before the night watches to study the Word. And the moon and stars do indeed rule by night, for Yahuwah, our Father of lights, kindness is everlasting. As per the definitions, it's established, it's fixed, it's everlasting. So what will we see the night before New Moon Day? Here we are on Thursday, December 18th, the night before New Moon Day, approximately the midnight time period, going through the second and third watch. And look what we see. For this particular 9th month, like it is every year, go as far back as you want, go as far ahead as you want. For a first day, 9th month event, the night before New Moon Day, we will see Orion, anciently known as Cassel, high in the sky, ruling with the moon, which is the highest in the Shamayim, the night before New Moon Day. And we will see the moon ruling with Orion. And just below it will be Pleiades, anciently known as Kima, then the morning star, with Ursa Major being in its proper position, pointing us to the North Star. So again, this is what we'll see coming up here on December 18th, the pagan day of Thursday, the night before New Moon Day, between the second and third watch. Why are we so confident with this? Because it's what we seen the night before New Moon Day for the 9th month in 2020. Very same thing, same sign. What about 2019? Same sign. So again, this confidence is not arrogance. It is based on what the Father of Lights provides. So here we are again in 2019. Look at the symmetry. Look in 2020. And look what we are about to see, film and photograph. Boy, oh boy, are we looking for those photographs and video footage of this, once again, revealing a 9th month or New Moon Day celestial event. The moon and stars to rule by night. Again, only a full moon rules through the night and thus rules with a set of specific stars, scriptural stars, for any given scriptural month. So, yes, we've got 100%, 11 out of 11 locations on Earth. Now let's get into light on a lampstand. Again, we're going to talk about the height of the moon. And we've got 100% of these locations, 11 of them, showing the same thing. So let's go to the worksheet again one more time. Well, here we are back to the worksheet. And as you can see, we use or utilize many apps or programs for this information. And we'd use 2 to 3 to test and prove the accuracy against each of them as well. But anyways, midnight degrees to the horizon. Here's the column we're looking at right here. And as you can see, the night before New Moon Day, Saturday, December 18th, the moon is 70.73 degrees. It's at the highest point. New Moon Day itself, it drops. And then the second day of the 9th month, it really drops. So that's my area. There's Jerusalem. Same scenario. There's Perth, Australia, same scenario. Anaheim, California, same scenario. I'll scroll down. Hawaii, same scenario. Dallas, Texas, same scenario. Rio de Janeiro, same scenario. Cape Town, South Africa, same scenario. Berlin, Germany, same scenario. Mumbai, India, same scenario. Nairobi, Africa, same scenario. Again, this worksheet is available to anyone. You could fill it out for your own location. And yes, sometimes we do see a location where the moon may be, in this case for Nairobi, 62.81, and the new moon day can be a little higher as well. But the second day of that particular month drops significantly. These 2 days, the moon is the highest in the Shamayim. Another excellent witness. But again, just one witness. We don't use just one witness. We use more than one. Let's continue. So, moving from the witness of the light on the lampstand and going into the dawn time period. Yes, the start of the fourth watch, first light, the commencement of a new day. We are going to now look at the sun, moon, and stars with a fixed pattern. Is there one for a 9th month celestial event that anyone can test and prove out in creation? And the evidence, the sun, moon, and stars, says yes. So let's check out that evidence, because the moon and stars do indeed rule by night. Just like Hanok knew, Moshe knew, all of the prophets knew. So we've gone from the second watch into the third watch. We are now going to go into the start of the fourth watch, the dawn time period, as we shua for help, or cry out for help, if you will. And that help is given to us. His kindness is everlasting. So it will be revealed to us by the dawn on Sunday, December 19th, this pagan time period, that from the midnight, second, third watch, all the way to this fourth watch, Orion will make its way down towards the horizon. Yes, the ancient star cluster known as Cassel. Ursa Major will be in its proper position for a 9th month celestial event, pointing us to the North Star, while its two sons, Ursa Major, known as Arcturus and anciently as Ash, all the way to Spica, everyone will see on Earth for a 9th month celestial event. Spica was known as Abib, the seed or the branch, to Samak, if you will. So, Eob even knew that Yahuwah, the Father of Lights, brought out the constellations in its proper season, and it's Yahuwah, our Father of Lights, that led the bear, Ursa Major, with its two sons. So, our confidence that this will be seen, once again, is based on what we seen last year in the pagan day of Monday, November 30th, at the dawn announcing the first day of the 9th month. It's the same scriptural sign. Please stop the video now. Look at this. Reflect on it. Selah. Because in 2019, it was the same scriptural sign. So again, no matter how far you go back or far ahead that you go, this is a first day, 9th month celestial sign and or event. Now, some of you are going to say, well, that's for your area. There's 2019 again, 2020, and what's upon us in 2021. And are we looking very much forward once again to all the photograph and film footage of Ursa Major again with its two sons? People are doing this. There's no longer an excuse. And for the folks or naysayers that say, well, it's not all over Earth, then you have to get to terms with explaining why Cassel, Orion, is seen in Australia as well at their dawn, and they see the two suns. Yes, they'll only see a very small portion of Ursa Major, and they will not see the North Star. But if you understand why, you will then be overjoyed at other scriptural witnesses of certain things about the earth. Hopefully we get to do that in another scriptural study. But we see the same sign. And for the folks that are farther away from the North Star, they see portions of it. Again, all for scriptural reasons about the creation of earth. So, Yes, 11 locations out of the 11, 100% will see the same sign all over Earth. So what about the sign going to the end of the fourth watch at sunrise? Will the moon greet the sun at sunrise in all locations? Again, as good as this witness is, it's not the end-all, do-all witness. It does happen in some months, but in this particular month, it will not. There are 3 locations that the moon will not greet the sun at sunrise on Earth. If you're just using this one witness, you will get your new moon days incorrectly at times, no matter where you live. If you ignore all of the other witnesses, you'll miss the golden opportunity of accurate timekeeping with the sun, moon, and stars. So let's go check this out in a little greater detail. So again, we're moving from the start of the fourth watch at the dawn, and we're going to the sunrise time period. Will the moon greet the sun at sunrise for all locations on Earth? Again, 3 out of 11 will not. How do we know this? Well, going to the worksheet again, as we can see, Perth, Australia will not, Rio de Janeiro will not, Cape Town, South Africa will not, and Mumbai and Nairobi, so Mumbai, India, and Nairobi, Kenya will have some trouble as well, and we'll explain that in greater detail. Well, here we are back at the worksheet, and we're going to be focusing on the sunrise time period. Yes, we track the dawn times, we track the sunrise times, and again, we use a WLC app, timeanddate.com, QuickPhase Pro, we use mooncalc.org. Again, we verify with more than one app for accuracy purposes. Not only are we testing and proving what the sun, moon, and stars do, we are proving the efficiency of humankind's apps. We're getting it done in full. But we're going to focus on the moon greeting the sun at sunrise. So as you can see in Barrie, on New Moon Day, in my home location, it will be 4.64 degrees above the horizon. The day before, it'd be below. Notice in Israel, 1.51 degrees. But look at Perth, Australia. It's not going to greet the sun at sunrise on Sunday, the pagan day of December 19th. It will greet the sun the next day. So, thankfully, there are Bereans that use all witnesses of light and will still have their new moon day on the pagan day of Sunday, December 19th. So, as we move forward with this worksheet, let's continue on here. I'm trying to configure it perfectly. There we go. So that's Perth, Australia. Jerusalem will be seen above the horizon on New Moon Day at sunrise. Hawaii will greet the sun at sunrise. Dallas, Texas will greet the sun at 5 degrees above the horizon at sunrise. Take a look at Rio de Janeiro. It's going to be minus 11.28 degrees below the horizon on the pagan day of Sunday, December 19th. And it won't even greet the sun at sunrise on the pagan day of Monday, December 20th. Be very careful with this one witness and what some folks presume to say. Presumption is a serious sin from a scriptural standpoint, as we've covered in many scriptural past study videos. So that's Rio de Janeiro. It will greet the sun on the Tuesday, pagan day of the Tuesday, December 21st. Going into Cape Town, South Africa, it will not greet the sun. It'll be minus 0.95 degrees below. Take a look at Berlin, Germany. It will greet the sun at sunrise at 2.94 degrees. And here's why we said Mumbai will have some trouble. Again, the sunrise is a very short window or period of time, and it will only be 0.11 above. So if you blink, you'll miss it. And you'll definitely miss it in Nairobi, Africa. It's only going to be 0.03 degrees. So again, it's a great witness, but it doesn't happen for everyone, everywhere on earth, every month. But it's a witness that should be observed. Yahuwah's witnesses are wonders, and that's why we observe them. Not just one, but all of them to establish a matter. And this is why preparation is so value added. It produces good fruit. So let's continue. So this one witness is being proclaimed by many, regrettably, as the only witness that determines New Moon Day. And this is not scripturally true and or astronomically true, as we can see. So please don't rob yourselves of those wonderful witnesses that are wonders, that any being can observe them. So let's continue on into the moon, that steadfast witness as explained in the Psalms or the book of Tehillim, chapter 89, verse 37. Yes, the moon provides the same amount of light in a total time period. And for this particular month, it actually shares 11 hours and 19 minutes of total fully restored illumination. Let's get to that now. Because we can even measure the total time of an eclipse right to the second in this day and age. That's how good we have gotten in regards to some of the measurement systems that measure light. Remember, darkness is the absence of light, scientifically, from an empirical standpoint. So as you can see, Barry, 11 hours and 19 minutes, even though I am in a different time zone, it becomes fully restored at 5:42 p.m. on the pagan day of Saturday, December 18th, and then by Sunday, the pagan day of December 19th, 5:01 a.m., it stops being fully restored for a total of 11 hours and 19 minutes. Different time in Jerusalem, but again, 11 hours and 19 minutes. Different time in Perth, Australia, but 11 hours and 19 minutes. Anaheim, the same. Hawaii, the same. Dallas, Texas, the same. Rio de Janeiro, the same. Cape Town, South Africa, the same. Berlin, Germany, the same. Mumbai, India, the same. Nairobi, Africa, the same. I heard only one person in 20 years of doing this saying that this is evil to do. And we were shell-shocked that someone could actually think of this. Whoever laid this evil upon that individual's heart is mind-boggling. But these things will exist. When you measure the light and you walk in the light, you will get attacked. So be prepared. It's part of the process of witnessing all the wonders, and thus why our being observes them. Remember, there are people out there that don't want you to observe all of the wondrous witnesses, those perfect gifts from above. It is what it is for now. So as we get into this, think about this. They don't want you to know that the moon is established forever. The word preparation means fixed, established, perpetual continuity, which is steadfast, everlasting. So don't worry about it. It is what it is. So again, all 11 locations in this particular sample will experience 11 hours and 19 minutes. Moving on to the final witness, as we've talked about in the series of steadfast witnesses that the moon provides from Psalm 89, verse 37. Again, the moon does not rise and or set in the same location every day. And the same applies for the first day of any given scriptural month. But once again, this particular witness, 11 out of 11 locations on earth, come through in shining color, so to speak, of perfect light. So 11 out of 11, 100% effective. Let's get into that witness. And I use Mooncalc for this. So at the end of the day, I track when the moon rises and when the moon sets. So for every location on Earth, approximately from the 53 degree mark to the 63 degree northeast mark, it will rise the night before New Moon Day, and on New Moon Day it will set approximately from the 297 degree mark to the 307 degree mark southwest. And this is nothing more than putting an azimuth on top of a map, so to speak, to understand this in full. And this is why we forecast in advance. We get to see all of these things. So this is where those columns on the worksheet, you'll see we track moonrise the night before each day and moonset the next day. We track that. And this is why we know where to look and when to look on any given day, let alone being fully prepared for the true new moon day. So here we are back at the worksheet, and as you can see, we track that in these two columns. And a further witness that exists in creation. This is what the Father of Lights provides. He provides the moon rising and the moon setting. So we track it. His witnesses are wonders. This worksheet is available to anyone that requests it. Please email us at family1@rogers.com. And you can fill out your own location and other locations and start forecasting and testing and proving in advance, and then placing yourself in a position to go outside in creation to truly learn this thing once and for all. So hopefully this helps. All available to anyone that requests it at the family1@rogers.com email address at no charge, no cost. We've been given freely, so we return everything freely. This particular YouTube channel and the work that we do, we are worker bees. We are not teachers. We are not prophets. We are scriptural study students, Bereans, worker bees, Bereans, so to speak. So we have a lot of fun doing this with many other folks situated all over Earth, as you can see. So please tap into this resource and the connections that come with it. And believe it or not, everything you've just seen in this 1 hour plus video is captured in this one slide. And this represents a forecast for my area. So many have asked, why don't you do your videos in a more visual manner? And as you can see, we are doing this now, but they take longer to present. And thus why in the past we just shared slides or visuals like this, where you could work out your own deliverance on your very own, meaning that you could do these forecasts and then get outside and test and prove in creation with film and photograph footage on your very own. So you can do a simplified version that explains all of this in less than a minute, or you can do all the visuals that show this from a visual or picturesque standpoint in the 4 watches with all of the witnesses, the 3 witnesses with the moon, let alone the other witnesses with the sun, moon, and stars, as we have just reviewed here. Or you can do this, and we highly recommend this because it really trains you. The Father of Lights gives you the information to teach you personally how to number your days to bring your heart to wisdom. I have nothing to do with it. What I enjoy doing is recording the information from a historical standpoint. And as you all know, I take all of the historical records from the prophecies and we study those out. We keep good records of those all the way back thousands of years ago and all the way into the present and into the future, along with these celestial signs with the sun, moon, and stars. We try to attach the two and continue to learn. It's a wonderful exercise, and many enjoy it. But again, if you're looking for any of this type of fellowship in this approach, please reach out to us at family1@rogers.com. We are at a point with the assemblies that we have positioned them in such a way that we have assemblies in Asia, Minor Asia, Middle East, separate assemblies in Europe now, obviously North and South America, and a really big boom in 2 locations, Africa and for some reason in parts of Asia like the Philippines, which we are very grateful and thankful for. So it continues to grow at such a level never before expected from my family and I, my better 3/4 and I, and we remain very appreciative. Again, all praise and esteem should and obviously go to our Father of Lights, yes, Yahuwah himself, the only self-existent one, for the perfect gifts of light that he gives us, because the moon and stars do indeed rule by night, for Yahuwah and his kindness is indeed everlasting. Yes, every good gift and every perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of lights, with whom there is no change nor shadow of turning. So for those that do prepare with all of the witnesses, we know why Yahuwah is an almighty one, not of disorder, but of peace, but of order in all of the assemblies of the set-apart ones. Yes, when you start to understand what the Messiah, Yahushua, did, he restored the continuity. He is the Prince of Peace. He is called Wondrous, Counselor, Strong, Almighty One. So, continuity, perpetuity, to stretch, to continually stretch that out continuously. Continuity. So we enjoy this to such a level that we understand as it reads in the book of Shemot, or Exodus chapter 31, verse 16 to 17. And the children of Yisrael shall guard the Sabbath, to observe the Sabbath throughout their generations, as an everlasting covenant. Well, in order to do that, we have to understand when each and every new moon day is. We have to understand that as well. And it's between me and the children of Yisrael. It is a sign forever. For in 6 days Yahuwah made the heavens and the earth, and on the seventh day he rested and was refreshed. We read further in the book of Hebrews, chapter 4, verses 3 through 8, and I quote, "For we who have believed do enter into that rest, as he has said, as I swore in my wrath, if they shall enter into my rest, and yet his works have come into being from the foundation of the world." Continuity, everlasting, fully prepared in advance for one and all that have been born to enjoy. So enjoy. Allow your eyes to go before the night watches to study the Word, because, again, our Father of lights is not an almighty one of disorder, but of order, which creates peace in all of the assemblies of the set-apart ones. Again, when you utilize all of the witnesses of light, it unites. But you'll notice that world religions do not. And as a result, it does not put them on the same page. It creates disunity. So that is the conclusion of the why it is the 9th month from all the 4 watches, proving that the pagan day of Sunday, December 19th, 2021, will be the first day of the 9th month. Yes, plan, prepare, perform. Let's prepare, let's make ready beforehand for the purpose of establishing the true new moon day. We all can do it. Let's get ready, let's arrange, let's set for, let's make preparations, let's put in order, let's serve each other. Let's adapt to this process of timekeeping. Let's lay those foundations that were set way back when, that have never changed. Let's be ready to foresee and equip ourselves for this next first day of a 9th month that is soon upon us. Again, let's bear good fruit worthy of repentance. Let's remember even the pictograph letter Kaf, which is a picture of an open palm. Let's remember that the second letter of this root word is Nun, is a picture of a seed. Combine these mean opening of a seed. When the seed opens, the roots begin to form the base of the plant by going into the soil. The plant rises out of the ground, forming the stalk of the plant, a tall tree that can only stand tall and firm because of the strong root system which supports it. Yes, Yahuwah, our Father of lights, supports the light on a lampstand for all of those interested in the house to observe it, to plan for it, to prepare for it, to perform it on its proper, set-apart day, as assigned that certain day that we read about in Scripture. So, we call upon the name of Yahuwah. We sing praises to the name, that these scriptural study videos provide value to you and your loved ones. Until next time, Yahuwah willing, may the Messiah Yahushua, our only teacher, be in everything we say and do. Have a YAHsome week, everyone. We look forward to the photograph and film footage once again of the sun, moon, and stars that signify and announce a first day of a 9th month celestial event. All the best in the name which is above all names.